trend line. So I think it'll look good. I think it'll look good. Besides, I see some of the Twitter players are looking into it right now. So there's gotta be some confirmation, right? I remember I was looking at Shui, like I drew these 2 lines. And I don't know, I never paid that much attention to it. It came back up. I didn't know if it was gonna trade back down to this line again. Close about the 50. That's when I should have taken it. If I seen it close about the 50 like this, should have taken a trade. I mean the 20 moving average. I'm sorry, this is a 20 moving average. 50 is the blue. That's why I have it. But yeah. Welcome, Jay. Welcome, Yux. Is that Nikita? You guys can open your mics whenever you will look at your setup. You'll tell me what you see and everything, right? Get a phone call, but he's gonna have to wait. And the CPLTR, probably another one. We'll see. Probably about this high, probably. We'll see. It's all right. I guess that's enough time for people who are joining. Welcome. So I guess I'll share some of mine first for that we're looking to tomorrow, or we can do a little bit of a recap of what happened today and like in individual stocks and how was one able to check for levels, potential tops and whatnot, right? So one of I'll probably use T-Doc as an example because I managed to nail the top on it. Jet, I managed to sell the top on my call for 120%.
Let's go.
So I had all these levels already drawn out, and I had them from before because I was looking for a different breakout of the channel. I'm actually gonna probably do this in another color because this is a little hectic on my chart. I don't know if you guys can see it clearly, but this is the daily, right? So I put this on a little brighter color right here. So I was looking at this, I guess, consolidation getting tighter of this highs right here and this lows right here. I remember I wanted to take either a break or something out of it, right? This ended up breaking down whenever we had this bearishness on the market, but it came back right back up. So this low, I didn't have this line until this low came in. So really, I'm not gonna say like, oh, I nailed the bottom or anything. Nope. This line, I ended up drawing it when the low was put in to see why did this come in. And it's a good practice, you know, I set the line and I see that this low was hit, this low was hit. So it's a good possibility that this trend line, it's still a good level. And I don't know, maybe if I look at the weekly chart, I'll see something, but I really don't. I really don't. So yeah, tell Doc, I have my levels right. So all these little dotted yellow lines, it's just a lot of point of interest, I guess. You see a lot of highs connecting, a lot of candle closes connecting to it, and I'll pick it as a support resistance. Forget about those little red lines. So just intraday trading stuff. So yeah, whenever we had earnings, obviously it's a gamble. We didn't know what was gonna happen. I thought I was favoring the upside, so I took calls and ended up gapping down. And obviously, whenever something like this happens, the calls are gonna be 90-something% down, and there's no point in selling. You're not gonna get anything back. Just hold your breath, and something may happen, and it happened, right? So once it starts rising, I look at my risk reward, right? Like I'm still down at this point, but it's one of my levels. Now I'm just gonna hold it, right? It's all these highs right here and everything. And it doesn't really reach my levels and retraces, so there's no point for me to sell because I do have like there's having this level right here, I do know after this high is that there's more possibility that we reach this high and probably retrace. So we hit this and we break through cleanly, right? So it's all good. I'm still holding the trade and whatnot. The reason I took it up to this, it was because I think at this point you'll see that this level, it's the more touches it has on the chart on the left, you'll see it'll have more significance or more power into the chart, you know what I mean? So let's put a bright color, I guess, right here. So this right here, even though this level right here was hit a lot of times, this level gets hit extend to the left multiple more times. So I decided to take it right there. I didn't know if it was going to keep going up or not, but risk and reward that it reverses at this level, I just took it, right? So it's importance of your levels, and then you decide at the moment if you're gonna take it or not, right? If you're gonna either take your profits, cut it, or whatnot. So yeah, J for me that I was able to sell it. I was looking at Shopify today because some people were playing it, and I was thinking like, why would I choose a place for Shopify to stop, you know? And obviously there's a lot of places. The 20 moving average, remember this red line right here is 20 moving average on the exponential 20 moving average on the daily. So you'll see some resistance right here. Look at this retracement right here at the 20. So it has some significance, right? The 50 is right here. Just look at how my cursor goes on the top. This one right here became another point. So this little local right here point is the 20 on the daily, and this right here is a 50 on the daily. It made some breaks and retrace, a retest, and then go back up and whatnot. And then obviously it went higher, but at this top right here, if you look at your chart, I always just trying to find a reason why something will stop. So I did not play this, but I was looking at somebody else's Twitter charting this, and I saw this beautiful trend line. So they already knew from this high to this high to this high is that this is gonna be difficult for after all this run. I mean, you better get out at some point right here, right? Because it's a resistance. You know, you've seen it from before. So that's why it's very important to see levels. So it's still very, very bullish. Whenever today that we had the lucid play, congratulations to anybody that diamond handed that thing until like 100% or something. I went back to the chart on the daily to see the levels. You know, any of those peaks represent resistance to me, and especially this one right here. This one was a pretty nice peak right here off this highs. So then, and you gotta recognize other stuff too. Like there's a gap fill right here to be made. There's a gap fill to be made. So it actually went a little higher. I guess there was a lot more than, I mean, too much momentum onto this thing, that if it had like any normal momentum, I think it would have stopped right here. But it had so many people jumping in and chasing and whatnot that it went through. It made another high, because I don't see a reason for this to have gone higher other than there was so much volume right here. You see right here, just so much volume. Or maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but there was so much volume. So this could have continuation, right? This could have a gap to more, and then more than this. Just look at the volume bar on this daily. So I got a setup, right? BLNK. I'm liking it. I was looking at it when you guys came in. Oh, you're asking me for Shopify before I jump in. Shopify 1510. Remember, you can go for Mike. 1510. I'm gonna draw the level.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, so when I was looking a little bit earlier, I found two that specifically stood out, which was Shopify 1510 and then SE, the stock. That one seems like it was good for like a breakout soon.
Well, 1510, it does look like a high volume now. If I were to put it right here on a micro profile on a daily, it's probably it goes in line with the high volume now right here. Well, not really, it will be around right here. So I will fix that level. I'll fix that level. 1510 is a little bit, just go nearest to those touches, you know. I know like this one had a breach through here, but let's say these two candles close, reach to this high, and this one had a touch right here, had a touch right here, had a touch right here. I'll put more emphasis to those touches than anything else. So 1501, that'll be a level for
So 1500 basically.
yeah, 1500. So basically, if you want to run that up, right? It's not this thing is not an exact science, it's an art, I guess. But yeah, 1500, it's a level like you breach it, you close it, you go higher, right? And the higher the time frame that you close a candle on, it's more significant. So on the break, you know, if you're playing a 5-minute or a 15-minute, you know, it's more favorable than anything else. Closing above 1500, you know, it's more bullish into more levels, right? So you just start drawing more levels like right here. That will be a good price target to take it to, which is 1555.86 roughly. Not exact, right? But just look at how many obstruction it had right here. So if this has continuation for tomorrow, right? Let's say this thing starts rocking it up. Was just put an example that this opens flat. It opens at where price closed right here. You're gonna be met with this resistance right here, this trend line. You're gonna have to take a decision if you cut or not. You're gonna have to met with this resistance right here, which is 1501 or 1500, you want to call it. You have to take a decision if you cut or run, or let it run, and then you might take it to higher price targets, right? So even go a little more conservative and find another place on the chart where you think you could take it to, because from here to here, I mean, yeah, you can stop in the middle of the way. Because I wasn't ready for Spotify to go a little longer today, right? But I'll show you why. But you see, right? You see the
Yeah, I see what you meant.
mustaches and whatnot. And if we are to open right here, if we open like above this trend line, it's a little, it's more bullish because you're already in the breakout mode, right? You're breaking this whole weekly range, right?
Yep.
To probably beating this weekly high into more, you know, the weekly candle closing above this means that probably the next week we're gonna have another weekly candle to the upside. So but swinging Shopify is probably expensive and the Theta decay is super hard. So you can always do debit spreads and whatnot. But yeah, we'll see. It looks like the next week's gonna be interesting for Shopify and this Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, if the volume keeps up, tomorrow could be good too.
Yeah. Yeah, you
The
just
next-
look at, you had a lot of volume right here. So yeah.
The next one that I saw that was looking prime was SE, C limited.
Yes, I
And
love it.
335.50 for bottom, and then 355.30 for upside.
All right. So right off the bat, I don't have anything chart on it, right? But let's say first thing is I look at it, see limited, is that this thing loves to bounce off the 50 exponential moving average, right? Maybe a little lower it go, but when you met with the zone, you'll see that there's like a buying demand, you know. You won't go that much deeper into it. Doesn't mean that you have to go long, right? If you go long on this, you might not even have a lot of room from here to here. That's the first thing I see. I know we're looking into more of what's gonna happen tomorrow, right? But let's say that we're gonna zoom out to the weekly to see if we can find something from here to here, right? So we see this trend line, we see this acting as support right off the bat. This lows connecting this lows, we get it. I always like to draw as a channel so I can see if there's any correlation to this and some top of the candles, right? I don't see anything really. That, you know, probably this. I'm not. No, I don't think so. I wouldn't cancel the channel. Where's the option? I'll remove the chart. We'll do it again. So right off the bat with this way, trend line. So when you know what, I like to buy the bottoms, right? So whenever the trend line goes, I'll try my chances, right? But as for the meantime, I'll look into candle highs and candle closes that can help me out with the next moves. So this weekly candle high looks good enough for me to put a level on it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, right here, right off the bat, here, and then obviously this weekly candle all-time highs. I think it's weekly candle high right here. That's for the weekly, right? So I'm okay with those levels. I'm actually can place this right here as the let me see right here. Yeah, right here. I mean, there's a reason why this things stop where they stop, right? Like it stopped right here and the market remembers, and there's another day that when the candle opens right here, you know, it's just the market has memory, I guess. That's what they say. So now that we have some weekly levels, we go into and try to find patterns, you know, like if you see a bull flag and whatnot, you know, so kind of wiki bull flag, but that's what I got right now. So I go to a daily, we'll see. So closing above the 20 moving average is bullish, and actually closing above the previous day, a bounce off the 20 moving average and another taking this candle's high is bullish. So this is calling for continuation. But based on the weekly levels that we just drawn, we either this kind of met the resistance. So either I have to adjust my level or the market just didn't push enough to hit it, right? I probably have to adjust my level. I don't know. But breaking this high, we can expect a little more upside, but we're gonna hit this daily candles highs right here that you see it twice right here. There's like it'll be like a double top, I guess, if I go back to what happened those days. The market opened at the same spot on those 2 days right here, and it dropped. So, and it made that was the high of the day. So I will put emphasis to that level. I'll put emphasis to a level. So you have to take a decision with any of the other tools that you use. If you use volume, or if you just risk management, where you just have to cut and leave runners, or you use any kind of strategy that you use, you have to take a decision once you reach the levels, because charting is one thing and trading is another one, risk management and whatnot. So yeah, I will look into this line right here, which is 354.87 as for a daily resistance, and the weekly resistance is 353.63. And I think it looks good for higher continuation. Like it already made the bounce, it made the consolidation right here. It might do the nice push up. So you can imagine a daily candle that can look like this, thanks to it, right? That where this might run, and then anytime you see those daily candles highs and wicks, highs and closes and opens and everything, you have to take a decision, because they're important. Mostly the highs, you know, mostly the highs. And if they connect with other stuff on the chart. So as for a daily candle, there was a, let's say there was a candle high. There was a candle closure right here, and there was a candle high right here on the daily. So I'll put that as a resistance, which is 366.92. You know, I'll put that as a resistance, and if the stock reaches that level, I'll probably have to take a decision if I'm long to remove it or why not. And if it breaks higher, you know, this you know, if CE is doing from some of those lows into a higher peak of lower low, and I'm sorry, a higher low into a higher peak, this might go higher, you know. So you'll take like something like a like the distance that you had on this move and do extrapolate to the next measure move, right? So you're looking at if it makes a next higher high into all-time highs, it's gonna probably look into trading to the 396 or 3 something along the line, you know what I mean? It's just extrapolating the move, you know, because the market does like a zigzag. It's a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, you know, like that. Some, not all the time, but it's just like a sequence that it makes. Like it just a lot of times if you want to do an entry on something, you know, you just have to find reasons for it. Because I already see it right off the bat. I don't even have to draw it. I already see that from the bottom to from the peak to the bottom, if I drew a Fibonacci level and I zoom in right here, you see the bottoms that we have is the 38.2 level, you know, on the whole move. So you draw your Fibonacci of the whole move, meaning that you catch when the move started to when the move ended, and then you'll draw, like I didn't even have to draw, I saw from right there, you know, that you'll see that the middle of the move is around right here, and a little bit below is the 32.8. So yeah, this is where risk is on. You know, you can buy something, and if it doesn't go, you just drop take the loss or whatever, and take the trend line or whatever. You know, you just gotta find your reasons to buy, right? How to find your reasons to sell. So so yeah, this can go higher, right? You have this levels to work on that one. Clear on that one, right?
Yep. Got it. Thank you.
And average size was 56 on the daily, so that's strong. He never dropped. I think didn't drop slightly. No, didn't drop below the 50. Not even on this drop. So it's still good, and that's the only indicator I use, except for the moving average, right? Just average side. I'm not big into the MACDs and Heikki Nashi candles and whatnot. Anybody got another chart that with some hints?
Can we look at BG?
BG,
Yeah.
I say like this, BG bunch.
Yeah. So it's closing, like it closed above the previous all-time high.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So let's say weekly, right? We're going to the all-time highs, yes. So it closed above it. It closed with good volume above this average right here. You can just tell right here. Good earnings, run after earnings, so it's good. There's bullishness into this. So this is a weekly. It's overextended to the point that your risk. Well, let's put it like this. When you're trading away from the moving averages, you are looking into touch them soon later on, right? Because it's not gonna, sometimes it's gonna do this where it just consolidates by the moving average. And how far it is right now, it took off, you know. But does it mean that it doesn't have any more upside? No. So what can we do to do? I'm gonna go to a monthly maximum to see if there's more levels. You know, sometimes if the stock is old enough, because this goes back to
I didn't see that.
Yeah, you go back to this, man. You go back to this and you'll see this goes back to 02. So there's information to the left. When there's no information to the left, that's when you do start doing Fibonacci extensions and all the stuff, you know. But when there's information to the left, this is gonna where you're gonna go first. And remember that the higher the time frame, the more meaningful the resistance are gonna be at. So let's put this line right here, and this is gonna be the next resistance for us to take. So if you notice, it's right on it. So for me, I don't know if I would swing it. Are you swinging already?
Nope.
No. Okay, you're looking to take it, right? So for me to, I probably will just take it right here because I seen that on December 15. This the end of 2015 and the beginning. No, I'm sorry. The end of 2014.
Go to the daily and see if it's extended from the 4 EMA.
Okay.
And that's-
Yeah. I'll add the 4 EMA right here. I don't have it on. Let me see. Exponential moving average. That's selected. Let's see the 4. Right here. So apply it right here. So I mean the price closed above the 4 EMA. So it is not extended. Let's say that you see a huge gap up. I see the lows right here. So I'm guessing what Alfonso means, like we can.
it will be extended tomorrow. So
Yeah.
tomorrow you can wait. The way to take it is wait for tomorrow for a retracement toward the 4 EMA, and when it's tested, then it's a good point of entry.
Okay.
Because tomorrow is gonna open, if it's open on the same level, 92, 93,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like $3 away from the 4, more or less.
Yeah.
So it will retrace. You look to make more or less support with the previous candle close, which is and not the previous, the other one.
This
That
this
one, that is the level. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, when I look at, remember, just look at sometimes to see if you have information to the left, right? Like I'll draw those levels, and if you're looking for more for what happens if this thing just keeps breaking up, I'll probably look at more monthly levels to go for, which there's a lot of clutter right here, but this could be a level. Let me see, this could be a level. So yeah, I mean, obviously those are far targets, and those are monthly targets. So remember, if I'm drawing monthly targets, we probably have to take contracts with 2 months, 3 months of expiration, because you're shooting for the stars, right? Obviously you can also, even if because this information's old, but the market still remembers, right? So even you can use the like Alfonso uses the FIBO extensions of the consolidation areas for more price targets, right? So like Alfonso will,
Are the
correct me if I'm
Fibonacci
wrong.
extensions?
Yeah, so Alfonso, like the way I've been watching Alfonso, he takes that consolidation area. So you see this consolidation right here, right? He'll take a consolidation and draw a FIBO of a top wide consolidation to the bottom of it.
In that case, since it's a weekly, take the range of the last candle.
Okay, yeah, when it's like that,
Because
well,
just that candle only, the last candle from high to low, and that's
here.
your next, yeah, and those
and
are
you
your
have
next,
levels.
your hard levels there.
Yeah, so you can have levels for the next day. You know, if things keeps rocking, you start taking it to the upside, and it starts going for the levels. You immediately start thinking like, okay, if it reaches this, should I get or out or whatnot, you know. So yeah, I will say that this resistance is a pretty big deal. If it manages to stay above it, and makes a touch or free test or whatever. Because if I mean, looking at the, like I said, the monthly chart, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. I think it was a double top that marked the end of the stock for the short term, I guess.
Hey, what's the difference between Fibonacci retracement and extension?
Alfonso, can you answer that? Because I barely use extension when I don't really use it that much.
Yeah, the retracement is when you're looking a level in within the previous range. So if you go to an extension from high to low, you're gonna see a retracements from the same level. Extension is the one that we just did, is from a previous range. The extensions are levels above or below that range. So when you're doing retracement, is, for example, you go to high or low and you already have the range. So you're looking for a retracements toward the 50, the 38, right? When you're doing extensions, you're looking for levels above the price that is already been, the price range that has been already achieved, right?
Okay, so this will be the levels, right? Because I had took the range.
So the ones that you did, those are extensions. And retracements is when you're looking from a high to low, that you find a top and you want to see where it's gonna retrace to the 50, to the 30, to take it back to the upside, right? Or to the downside.
Yeah.
Okay.
So retracements again are within a previous range. Extensions is a future range based on a previous one.
And so for the extensions, that's what you use if, let's say you're at the top already.
Yeah,
and-
the extensions is what you use either for when you don't have levels, or you have levels, but you would just want to corroborate the levels on the left with the Fibonacci levels, right?
Mm,
So the extension are not only made for look to levels where you don't see any history. The people use it because what they use a lot, because it's the algos, the computers that are doing the trading, they are programmed to do sell and buy orders on those levels. So that is the reason that you see it that it always has support, resistance. You see buying and selling in those levels, right?
So keeping that spirit, NVIDIA is approaching all-time high again. If we were to break out, could we have a look at the Fibonacci extension of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is an inside candle, I guess. So
That's an inside candle. So you already have a level there. When if it breaks
it breaks.
the last candle, the one, no, you have to put the high and low of the very last one.
One.
No, the very last one.
This one.
No, the one from today.
Okay. The one from
That's the one that is inside, right?
yes.
You go to the ranges from peak to peak. And then your next level, if it breaks up, your next level is gonna be the previous high.
So the previous high, this one.
Yeah, that which is very close. If it breaks down, the previous level is gonna be the level is gonna be the previous low.
This one right here.
And then the next ones, right?
Okay.
So if you wanna make retracements on those levels, what I would do, I would take the range of the candle that has the bubble, the high bubble. That is a good range. That is the range of the previous 3 days, right?
Yeah.
So you take a Fibonacci extension from low to high on that one. And then you have the levels for the daily, and then you can go to the hourly.
Let me just change color. real quick.
You can put in yellow the dailies levels. Those are gonna be the strongest. And then you can go to the hourly. And you're gonna do the previous range, which is that range that you see there.
Which
Oh, that one,
I'm sorry.
that range that you see there from your white line to your yellow,
Okay,
that's a good range.
so this candle, the middle one. That would be the
No.
low, the high, the middle candle.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
what it
because
is.
It's the 3 days, so I will just take the range of the previous day,
Okay,
the last day.
this one right here.
Yes. You have to put draw it to the right, so you erase it and go from
No, this is,
on the other from high, low. No, from
no,
low to
it's
high.
from low to
Yeah,
high. I'm
From
sorry.
low to high, but to the right. You
Yeah.
have to do no, again. Erase it.
What do you mean
Low,
to the
low,
right?
low, and then to high to a right point.
Okay, it's all right.
Right. So you can have your levels on your right, right? You don't get
Yeah.
messed up. And then you put in another, and those are the levels for tomorrow.
So
Then,
if they, if,
now that you have everything there, you go to the 10-minute and you can see your intraday levels. Right?
Yeah.
And
So
you can see,
for-
and if you see those levels with the overnight, they work perfectly, right?
so, and if they, from what I heard before, right, if they match the levels match with the other.
If they
with the
match,
daily-
if the hourly and the daily have the same levels, those are your main points.
Okay.
When you have a coincidence, right? When they coincide or whatever you pronounce that,
Yeah,
when both levels meet, so that means that you have a strong support or resistance there from the 10-minute, from the hourly and from the daily. So that's.
Yeah.
So see,
So-
how do you, that's a good way to, that's the way to, now, the way that I do it, the way that is the way that I do it. Here we're doing because there are all-time highs. But what I do is I go just to the daily and I look for the peaks and valleys. And those are my main levels, right?
yeah, because it's still an inside candle and it has this. So you're looking for this highs of this candles, right? As a resistance for now until further down. So yeah, if you just
If you go, for example, on a daily and you go left to if you want to see support and resistance levels on previous spots, you look for the peaks and valleys. So you have a peak there. The other one is the bottom, and then you have a gap, another peak down there.
we have this gap.
That one, you have that gap, and then you go to the left and look for the next level, and it will be that top. That is a top. But that's the way that you are, and then you look for the next. What I mean a top or a valley, it's a line where you have several candles that get resistance in that. In that case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 right there.
Yeah.
And then we go to look for another support there on the downside.
Yeah, so if Nvidia was to break right here, this could find support right here and make a bounce. So yeah, so I think Nvidia can be a play for tomorrow. And I'm thinking it's gonna be to the downside. I don't want to get too bearish because I know what happens. But breaking this low right here, you're looking for a potential gap fill of this. Breaking this low is probably gonna find support right here, and then if it breaks a low, you're gonna see a potential gap fill right here. So I'll be something to watch. I like this, and considering that NQ is bearish, right? Yep, still bearish, still coming down.
So
Go
when
ahead.
you're drawing the retracement, you go from the top to the bottom of the candle. And when you're drawing the extension, you go from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, I think that's what I did. So
Okay.
it's because the Fibonacci, the normal one, I guess, can be drawn from both sides, right? If you want like this, if you flip it, you'll see
Oh, I see.
the targets go to the other side. So so yeah, if you're using the normal Fibonacci, you take it to the top. If you're going to the upside, you take it from the top to the lows, and you'll get the next levels that are like the
Yeah, when you're on the on how do you lower how do you I mean all-time lows, you go the opposite way, right?
yeah.
In order to plug the levels on the downside.
Yeah.
Got it.
And
Well, you don't want to do that in a while because we've been just up all the. I mean, that's why we haven't used them, because most of the underlines right now are on.
it pays more to be a bull.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never witnessed it yet.
You're gonna love it.
So any other setup?
Similar setup. PWR.
TWR?
P.
PWR. Okay, I'll go back to highest time frame, all-time highs. Weekly, okay. Weekly level, weekly highs right here. Does not look overextended at all. Let me see. Draw someone else for them later because I run across this stock later. Okay, so you already broke up on the weekly this, right? So if the weekly candle closes right here, it's probably gonna look for more upside. And let's see, daily, going back to the daily. So on the daily, it's above it. To take it further to the upside, you have to beat this candle's highs for sure. Because they already, I mean, it became so close to it. And I'm not very good to trading when it's at all-time highs, but that's where the handy tools of doing what we just learned, right? The Fibo extension of on the daily, the last candles range. Sorry, from bottom to high to the right. Oops, double click right. Come on, mouse, work right. Change the colors. So breaking out of this, those will be the levels to watch for. You know,
What do the numbers mean, like on the fib chart?
the fibs come from a sequence number. It's
Yeah,
it's
it's
very
Fibonacci.
cool.
It comes from the sequence number and it is just the percentage of the range. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, percentage of the range.
yeah, I mean, it's 0 to 100. So that 0 to 100 is the same distance of the previous range that it was taken. If you see the range of the candle
Right.
that cube take
Oh, okay.
it's the same. I mean, it's like a ruler. It's 50% of that. I mean, but the thing is the sequence is 23, 38, 50, 61. But that is, I mean, it's just it's 100% of any range that you're taking, right?
Yeah.
Right,
So
and then it
it's-
gives you the levels too.
Yes. So it's bullshit, but that's what they like. I mean, it's like
So the algo's gonna be selling and buying at those points, So we'll see. I'm gonna keep this levels. This looks interesting.
yeah, but if you read about Fibonacci, I mean, this is a sequence that happens in many events in life,
In
not
nature,
only
yeah.
in nature, right? In
It's everywhere.
whatever you wanna, I don't know, if you, whatever example you take, those are like magic numbers that
Yeah.
you always find in sequences, right? In this case, we use it for ranges. You take a range and then you project that range in the up on the downside, and you just take the percentage of the height of that range.
The option
and-
chain
and
is
it-
not bad. Huh?
Yeah,
I like this one.
No, and starting the Fibonacci, it says that when you have a range from 0 to 100, usually the stock retraces toward the 50 or the 38, and from then takes up again, right? So
I have a
that's
question.
the
Go.
zigzag that you do when you have an uptrend. You go up and then you retrace. You go up and then you retrace, right? So you go up from 0 to 100, retrace toward 50, 38, and then you go up again.
Hmm.
And that's what is the 138, right? Which is the 38 above the 100. So
Sure.
Okay, so wait, what was I gonna ask? Okay, so when it's projected like this, and say, just looking at mine right now, let's say the 0.38 level is like 123, right?
mhm.
If you think it's gonna hit that, what strike are you gonna take? Let's say like not based off volume and open interest or
Okay.
liquidity, I guess.
Okay, I'm gonna explain you what I do. Let's imagine these are day levels based on the daily, right? That's what we did. Correct?
Yeah,
So we are on the 0 line right now, right?
yeah.
So if I'm gonna take weeklies, if it's a Monday or a Tuesday, I take something a little bit below the second level. So I give it 2 levels. In this case, I will take some strike between the 38 and the 23 levels. If you go to the, why? Because it's a Monday, right? Monday and Tuesdays, I have time to get to those levels, right?
Yeah.
When I get to Wednesday to Fridays, I take the next level, strike. Usually I try to take it a little bit below the next level so you can get into the money and get that premium juice, right? Towards the level.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna take next week's, I might go to the 50, to the third level. And that's what I take it more far out of the money.
Well, let's say this one doesn't have weekly, so
Is
if it was a play for tomorrow,
you'll have to take the even
the
the
one-
20 the 23 or something in between the 23 and the 0.
yeah, it only goes in 5. So
The 125s probably?
125.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So yeah, that looks good. I like this chart. I like this breakout. I like this. Like I said, looking at the daily, you have this cup. Thinkorswim doesn't have a way to me to draw cups, but I can draw you a handle right here. And it looks like it's breaky. So I like it.
Which one it is? PWR.
PWR, yeah.
Let's put up.
Yeah, cup and handle on the daily breakout of into all-time highs. So
Let me see. Yeah, that's fine. I will take a trigger tomorrow at 122. Well, 121.87. That will be my alert.
120 what?
121.87.
121.87.
That will be the alert. Looking for the next resistance at 123.82. So you can 123.79, 77, and check that with the Fibo to see if it makes sense. 77, 123.77. 123.69, yeah, check.
Got it. Got an alert.
Yeah, so we will take, you have 125, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I looked at the 125s.
Oh.
They're good. They're good contracts to. They have a right now a 30-cent spread, but that'll get fixed.
And
It's
this,
probably-
for example, you can see the average true range of this, and it has $3 range on average. So you have all the way to 120.
Yeah, there was a volume of 3,000 contracts today of the 125. So if I look at the contract chart, I'll tell you if they bought it. Most of the volume came in at this price, yes.
And coming back to your question, which strike you take, you also, after you see the levels, you also see that it has enough open interest and volume, right? Because if you don't have any.
Yeah, that's what I look for first. But
Yeah,
then
yeah.
if you have to decide based on the actual levels.
I'll look for the levels first, and then I choose the strike that has more volume.
Yeah, look at this. What happened today? You have more open interest on the 120s, but very little volume. So you can say that they're holding this contract, right? You have less open interest right here, but more volume. Tomorrow, you have to memorize this number or take a screenshot or whatever, 699.
And if it increases.
Yeah,
Okay. Because open interest is from yesterday. The open interest is not updated during the day. So it's got open interest is going to be updated. Open interest is what it has been open from yesterday. The volume is how many contracts were traded today. So they take the difference, right? And the open interest tomorrow is how between the volume and the open interest of the previous day, how the balance of the net contracts stay there, right?
So most likely it's gonna have 3,000 open interest by tomorrow.
So usually what the most interesting contracts are the ones that the volume is greater than the open interest.
So 125 is right here. Got it.
So that is another way for you to find, I mean, which strike has the volume is above or greater than the open interest, and that is the one that you are having moving at the present time.
Yeah. And myself, I like to take a look at the contract chart sometimes individually, and I see like the biggest volume of the day on the contract. It was just twice when they bought it. So this right here was a volume of there will be a volume number right here, 2,200 contracts right here. at a price of an average of 175. So those people that bought it are winners.
Hey guys, I have to make a call at 9, so I'm gonna leave. I leave you with Cube, and I mean that's Cube session, by the way. But I'm gonna have to
Yeah, no, I appreciate that you're here.
leave
Appreciate it.
and see you tomorrow.
All right, have a good night, Alfonso.
Take care.
So yeah, I like this play. That's the whole thing of this is going into my watch list. That's the whole thing of doing this. Who is this?
Yeah.
Who's that? Was that you yet?
Yeah.
Okay, Jet, I love you, Jet. I like this play. I like this play. Cup and candle breaking to all-time highs. We got levels. We got contracts. Bullishness into the contracts. It should have been a swing. I should have bought yesterday. I mean today.
Do you know Shift Search?
Who?
Shiftsearch.com. I usually use that to look at like when the contracts were traded and like at what volume.
No, I haven't looked at it. I look at individually at my option chain, and
Yeah,
there's
they break
I
it
have
up and stuff.
some.
It's pretty helpful.
Oh, send it to me on a DM.
Oh yeah, it's in the
Okay.
Zoom chat.
All right. Copy. Yeah, that's cool. Any other setup, guys?
I think honestly looking similar. You kind of reminded me. I went to check Netflix, and Netflix looks very similar to what you're just looking at with power. Those two dailies.
Somewhat. Though we don't have the
No cup, but
and candle, right? But we
it's a
do
little
have
retracement.
we had a retracement and already. So you break out of this high. You break out of this high. I like to buy stuff before they break so I can see if I can sell that resistance or whatnot, you know.
Yep.
So but at this point, since you're that close, you have to look at the break of the high of the all-time highs. Yeah, you have to, for more continuation, you have to wait for the break of the all-time highs. If this goes back, because you already have the higher high, the lower high, so you're looking for this to keep going bull, it has to print the higher high right here. It has to break. If not, it's just gonna be like a double top or local top right here. It could probably just start consolidating into a ascending triangle or whatnot, you know, into a break. So we'll see what the new lows come in. I'm bearish for tomorrow at the open, but then at the start of the day, I don't know what's gonna happen because you've seen it on stocks at like 12. I think it retraces some for today. Oh no, it went back. No, sorry, not that one. But T-Doc or whenever Microsoft had earnings, I think no, they were already running up. But some of the earnings were coming down and they pulled back up, right? I think Google was one, right? Earnings kind of flat and pulled back up. So at the open, we'll see what the bullishness or bearishness is still in the market. But yeah, broke all-time highs. Google, nice. It's an amazing play for people who have played it. So yeah, so for Netflix, we yeah, I think we're looking at some levels. If we start breaking down, I'll look into probably pick a bottom around this area. If we start breaking up, you start doing your your levels, the daily levels, the last daily range, Fibonacci extension, bottom to high. I'm sorry, I clicked the left side again. And that'll be the next levels for the next day, right? So yeah, those will be the next levels for the next day, which are a lot, right? But it gives you at least some sense of where you're going and whatnot. And then you combine it with the volume price analysis that you study, right? But yeah, if you gotta break all-time highs, this thing is gonna need some volume because the buyers have been decreased on this top right here. If you have noticed.
So we're just gonna wait and see if that breaks through with volume. Take
Yes,
a little quick day trade if it goes.
yeah. Looks like most of the people left, so I'm gonna end it right here. So good session, good stocks. I got some new new stock from my watch list. PWR. I'm gonna just type it on my chat right here with my friend, so I don't miss it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.
See ya. Have a good night.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.